Hello everyone, my name is Kate Marshall. The name of my channel is called Inked Paper Art, and today is day 147 of 365 days of junk journal ideas. It's where I do a short little video every day teaching you guys how to make a different piece of ephemera, how to decorate junk journals, how to make junk journals, how to do whatever it is having to do with junk journals. So we are going to be making a project today for day 147. It's file folders. File folder pockets. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to use the tab punch board, but you don't have to have the tab punch board. If you don't have it, you can just cut out your own little tab. It's very simple to do. We're not really making a file folder necessarily. We're going to have pockets on the inside of it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using the Tim Holtz Ideaology. These ones are called the backdrops, and it's volume number 5. It has all of these colored papers in it because I am working on a French, which is the French flag is red, white, and blue. So I am making a French journal that is red, white, and blue. It's made in the month of July. You can make it patriotic. You can make it America, but I'm making mine French. So mine are going to have the blue papers and the red papers from this pack, as well as some neutrals. So anyway, this is the paper pack I'm using. I will link it down below. And we're going to make these very quick, very simple, and they're going to be very cute. So pick out whatever papers you want. Like I know I'm going to use this red one. I know I'm using this blue one. And then from there, we have other options. I'm looking for something that has more of a neutral inside since we're going to add pockets to it. Got a couple of those ones, some lighter blue ones, different ones here. I don't know. Let's use these 3 maybe. It doesn't really matter. We could use 3 of the same paper because I'm making 3 because I have 3 journals to decorate. So let's start with this red one. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to decide how big of a file folder pocket thing we're going to make. This is completely random. I just need mine to be able to fit in a pocket on a page. So if this is my journal page and I have a pocket down here at the bottom, I want my file folder to be able to fit in that pocket. So I'm going to go with about 4 inches. So I'm just going to fold my paper over for about 4 inches. I'm not measuring. I'm just guessing there about 4 inches. Give that a crease. You can run your bone folder over it because the Tim Holtz paper is kind of thick. So there's that. It has a nice crease on it. Now we have this little strip here and we need to do a little trim. So we're going to cut that extra off. You grab this guy. You want to leave yourself a little bit to make a tab out of. So we're going to use that tab punch board and punch a little tab that sticks out. So I'm just going to cut about 1 inch off. That's good enough for me for pockets for later. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of a tab there and slice. And so I've got about 1 inch that I trimmed off, and I've got something that looks like this at this point. Now, if you don't have the tab punch board, don't worry. Let me put this trimmer back up there. If you don't have a tab punch board, don't worry. You could literally just cut yourself a little angle, just like we do for tags. Just cut a little angle and you would have a little tab there. Because we have this, we're going to go ahead and use it, if I can remember how to use it. I don't really remember how we punch tab things. I'm just going to go for it, and we're going to see if I'm going to mess this guy up. Maybe. Well, we corner rounded. Maybe we punch a different way to make a tab. Oh my gosh, I should have rehearsed this. Let's try it here. Yeah, that made a little tab. Okay, so we just needed to adjust our thing all the way over to the left. So there's 2 sets of holes here. It goes on the left. And then I think we flip it over and punch it again, but I don't know where to punch it at this point. Oh my gosh, I really needed to have practiced this. Does this go all the way in here? It does. Okay. So we decide oh yeah, that's right. We line it up over here. I haven't used it in a week or so. I don't know. I forgot. You line up your first little punch over here, and then you punch it again. There we go. And then you put this guy back just so you don't lose him. And then you move your paper over here and trim off this excess. So we have our tab on here, but we need to trim off this excess. And I actually punched a little bit in on my folder here. No big deal. So we're going to trim this guy off. We're going to take this guy out. Again, if you don't have punch board, don't worry. So we're going to trim it here. And I'm going to go ahead and trim off all this excess, even though it's a little bit into my file folder. Don't worry about it. Let's see, how should I do this? I'm going to do it one side at a time. Maybe you should watch the tutorial on how to use the little punch board. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we have a little bit of an overhang. I will worry about that, but more than that, we have this little bit here, and I'm just going to trim it. I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to trim it. I think that's the easiest thing to do. So I'm just going to put it, no, I'm not. Never mind. This is a great tutorial, isn't it? I'm so sorry. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit here because I punched, see where I punched this little notch? I'm just going to trim a little bit off. You won't do like I do. You'll do it the right way and everything on yours will be perfect. So now I have a file folder with a tab. All of this was just so I could have a file folder with a tab right here at the top of it. So anyway, maybe easier just to cut your little tab. Let's go ahead and start making the pockets on the inside. Now you could use your little scrap right here and do a shallow little pocket. I'm going to use another piece of cardstock because I want a couple of pockets in here. So I'm going to do 2 pockets on both sides of this down at the bottom, and that way I can stick some tags in here. You could use this for one of them. You could do a shallow little pocket up here near the top and another pocket down here. You could use your scraps. I'm just going to put these in the scrap bin and we'll use them for something else later. Let's get another piece of cardstock that kind of coordinates with this. Probably something in the neutral-ish family. This one isn't bad, but maybe there's a better option here. Let's use this guy. Let's use him. It is at least in French. So let's use this and let's make some pockets. And so again, we just need to trim a piece of it for pockets. And I'm going to trim my pockets because my little folder is about 4 inches. I can measure it here and tell you exactly what it is. It is exactly just 4 inches, really, honestly. So I'm going to have to make my little pockets less than 4. So I'm going to go 3 3/4. I'm going to slice that guy down there. 3 3/4 by, let's do 2 inch or 2.5. Let's do 2.5. And I'm going to do 2 of those by 2.5. There. Okay, so now we have some pockets. We also have some leftovers that maybe we could use for journal cards or tags. So let's set that off to the side. We've got these for pockets. I'm going to thumb notch both of these at the same time, as long as I have a thumb hole punch, which I do. So here we go. And then we're going to ink everything and glue it together. And then we're going to put some tags in there or journal cards. All right, so there's that. So basically it's just a file folder that opens up and has pockets. I just knocked all my glues over. It's just a file folder that you open up and it has pockets inside for more ephemera. The ephemera that I've been making for this journal so far has been multifunction, where it has all kinds of extra little pockets and tags inside of it. And I really like that, but we do need to maybe make some more basic ephemera when we do the Craft With Me lives, just because the journal will get too thick. But I do enjoy making the videos here where we can get quite detailed and add a lot of things to them. Okay, so there's that. We're going to glue those in. Where are my 9 minutes? All right, we'll glue. We'll glue on camera. Yes, we will. So you're going to just glue your little pockets in. I don't know. Had too much coffee today? Who knows? It's like this, what is this? The 6th video I filmed today. So I film all 7 videos all in one day now. So we're just keep on going. I got 1 more to go. It's 8 p.m. on Sunday. We'll see if I can make it. It's the only way I can get 7 in now. Okay, so there's that. We're going to glue that right here. And you could move it. You could stagger them. Maybe staggered would be better, but then you'd have this area here, and I just didn't design anything else for it. So for me, I'm just going to stick them here. Just like that. So we've got 2 pockets there. Good. Now we're going to ink everything. We're going to decorate the front and we're going to put tags in there. At least that's the plan. I will do some pausing while I do a couple of things just so the video doesn't get super long. You guys have been telling me that you like the short videos. I know some of you tell me you like the long videos. It's kind of mixed, but so far the short video lovers are winning. There are more people who like the short videos than the long videos, and I totally understand that. I understand that people like both, right? There's a different, some days you just have more time. Some days you are in a hurry before work or whatever the case may be. There's so many creators out there and so much content to watch all the time. I get it. I have a hard time watching everyone's videos too. And so I totally understand. And I will try to keep the videos in the mornings shorter. And then we always have craft with me on Friday nights. And I shouldn't say always, but we do have craft with me on Friday nights where we can do longer 3-hour crafting sessions where we really go down into detail on a lot of the things that we're doing for journals, making for journals, etc. So there's that all inked up, ready to go. Let's decorate the front of this. I have this lovely piece of antique French handwritten. It's a legal document and it's just sitting here. Maybe we want to put that on there. I think I want to put a lady on the front of these, but I'm not positive. Maybe we put one of the French ladies there. Let me pause, figure out exactly what I want to do, and I'll be right back. So here's what I've decided to do. I've decided to use the printable that I put into your journal kits. If you don't have the journal kit, this is a digital that'll be available at Etsy any day now. I'm just finishing up the package. But these were focal points that I included in all of your kits. And so I'm going to do a layer of little book page torn at an angle on each one of them, right? Just like that. And yes, there's 3 now. I'll do a rooster, this lady, and each one will get a little label. So very simple decorations on the outside. Let me go ahead and get all of that glued down and we'll work on the inside. Okay, so this is the 3 of them decorated. I have very bright lights and the brightness turned up, so it is kind of washing out the photos, but that's them. And then, of course, on the inside, you will have pockets for tags. Now, simple things are tags like this that are already made. If we could get one of those to fit in there, that would be great. We might need to tear off this little bottom stubby section. I think we should tear this little bottom section off. So these tags or something similar to this was in your kit. I think you got a different size of this, which probably would fit in there better. So there's that. We can stick the little stub in there. Maybe they can play with that later. You could add some little charms, paper charms to the strings. So there's that guy. And then let's do a little tag on the other side. We have this guy, but he's way too long. Let's do these little guys. So these are little copy dyed tags. Now I would probably decorate these, but you don't have to. And normally I wouldn't do tag and tag. I would do tag and journal card. So maybe I'll find a journal card over here. I did. Okay. So here's a coffee dyed index card, and that can be a journal card and it fits. So that works. So this is what I'm going to do on the inside. Now I probably will come back and decorate these. I don't know. We could decorate the pockets with just something simple, just a little bit of decoration. They've already got the backgrounds done. And then maybe you would put a label right here, or you could leave it where the new owner of the journal would put a label right there. But very simple little pockets like this. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the rest of these. And these are going to go inside of a journal in a pocket themselves. So we're going to have pockets full of pockets. I don't know what to call these other than like file folder folios. So I think file folder folios is a good name for them. But other than that, I don't know. Do I have any more repair tags? I do. Okay, so let's take these off. You could also take these and make this little guy a pocket on the back by folding him over. I don't feel the need to do that in this project, but you could do that. I think we're just going to tuck them in. You don't even have to decorate things like this. You did enough decoration on the outside. You could just leave this ephemera in here for the new owner to play with. That in itself is enough. And so we could pull this tag out more if we wanted, or we could push it down in more, get that staggered look. And then I think it would be fun to put some little paper charms So if you have any decorative punches that have like a little heart or a little bird or something like that, you could put some paper charms on those strings. So there's my idea for day 147. We did it in 15 minutes, but I did a little bit of, fast forwarding, whatever. And so that's the idea. I did make 3 of them in about, I don't know what it took me, half an hour or something, but there they are. Very simple. They'll go down in a pocket on a page. I don't have any pockets in front of me, but they're going to go on the page like this in a pocket down here. And this tab can stick out over top of the page if you want it to stick out of your journal, or it could just be in the page like this. The tab is just kind of fun, decorative. You could add some journaling space paper back here. Honestly, the person could write on this paper just fine. So if you wanted to add something back there to write on, you could, depending on your pattern of paper you chose. But those are my 3 little file folder folios for my French country journal. And that's that. Okay, guys, we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.